Hello? Oh, whoa. Okay. Whenever you're ready. Okay. Oh. Hi, I'm Ali Lazowski. I'm founder and CEO of Bare Life, and I am here to tell you about our company, Bare Life. We create easy to enjoy, better for you, gluten-free, dairy-free, and refined sugar-free twists on nostalgic foods that you already know and love. And it's inspired by my health journey with cancer, Lyme disease, and chronic illness. Not so fun, but it all has a happy ending, don't you worry. And I was in college, actually, when I was diagnosed with all of those things, which is rough for a college student to deal with. And my doctors were telling me I should really clean out my diet, get rid of dairy and gluten and refined sugar. And I have such a big sweet tooth. So I was like, are you kidding? I can only eat carrots for the rest of my life. There's no way this is going to happen. So I was in my kitchen and I was playing around and came up with our products for Bare Life. And of course, also there was surgery and medications involved, but food made a huge difference in my life. And that's how Bare Life got started. And I was thinking, was I alone in experiencing this? Were there other people who wanted clean label, who wanted to free their food, as you heard in the last pitch? And I was surprised to find out, no, I was not alone at all. Americans, 25% of Americans have food sensitivities. That's tied for the highest rate in the world. 27% of Americans avoid multiple foods, with dairy, gluten, and soy being the most common. And that's how we informed our core values, how we stand out. Number one, crave-worthy, has to taste good. Number two, easy to enjoy. We've got busy lives, you want to make it quick, convenient. Number three, climate-friendly, because we have one Earth. Okay, we have one Earth. So we really focus on our supply chain to make our sustainable impact. We use sustainably sourced ingredients. We work with local farms. I'm going to highlight our cacao supplier in Ecuador. They're a 4-generation farm. They contribute to their local community, building schools. They also grow, all of our ingredients are organic. They're sustainably grown. They rotate the crops in the soil to preserve the nutrients in there so they're not going fallow. And also our packaging is recyclable, and we planted over 300 trees last year to help offset our carbon footprint. And last, but certainly not least, better for you. Clean label ingredients, elevated ingredients, Madagascar vanilla, actually. We use Ecuadorian cacao, as I said, which is widely considered to be home of the best cacao in the world. And that allows us, with our clean label, to be free of all of these things. I like to say we're free of everything but the taste. And this is our products. We have 3 hot chocolates. We have our original coconut chocolate. We also just launched last year our peppermint and pumpkin spice hot chocolates as well. This is a little product in action, a little glamour shot for you, just trying to make you hungry. And our hot chocolate, like I said, easy to make. You just add hot water. You can also add any plant-based milk or even dairy milk if that's your thing. No judgment. And this is how we stack up to the competition. We are the most allergen-friendly hot chocolate on the market. The hot chocolate market in the US, you might be surprised to learn, is nearly $900 million a year. And we are the most allergen-friendly on the market. We also have a competition with Godiva, Ghirardelli, and of course, you may have heard of Swiss Miss. So taking a look at Swiss Miss, on the right, that is their ingredients list. It's 14 ingredients, 8 of which to me don't even sound like food. Does anyone know what a sulfame potassium is? Yeah, it's not food. Anyways, compared to our 5 clean ingredients, pronounceable, you could find them in your grocery store, but ours are better. And then this is our nutrition label comparison. We are lower in calories, sugar, and salt, which are all key influences for people who are looking at the nutrition label, looking to buy, our consumers. And also we did, again, all of this without sacrificing taste. Crave-worthy is important. This is our target demographic. This is who we are selling to. We focus mainly on the first 2 slots there, people living with chronic illnesses like myself, people on specialty diets, and that's because they already understand the problem that we're solving for them. They're already looking for better for you foods. We don't have to spend time educating them, which is expensive as a brand. And these are some sample customers as well who fits in those target markets. And these are our marketing campaigns. So we do a variety of channels to try to meet the customers where they are. So we do social media. We average about 42,000 organic views a month. We have an influencer program. We have local influencers who go in the stores, who are in the health food space, who have a combined over 1.2 million followers. We also do in-store demos because sampling is so important for us. We did 34 demos in December alone. We also focus on trade shows that are targeted for our consumers, so like gluten-free trade shows, vegan trade shows. Again, we're meeting our customers where they are. And we've also fortunately had some success in newspapers, television shows, and other media as well. So where have we been so far? So lifetime, we've sold over 650,000 mugs of hot cocoa. We've done $1.2 million in lifetime revenue. We've also grown year over year by double digits, if not more. And we are a QVC customer top-rated product as well. And this is our retail landscape. We also focus on food service as well as online. We're in over 300 locations at the moment across 32 states. And these are some of our distribution partners we already work with. We work with them in their warehouses as well as some of them in their online marketplaces, regional and national, sort of a mix here. And this is our team who allows us to do all of these amazing things that you have seen. Combined, we have 30 years of experience. I have help in marketing, sales, and QA, logistics. I'll pick on Diana for a minute. She actually has an MBA in project management and a BS in chemical engineering. She helps so many quality things. And also really important for us is the Connecticut business ecosystem. We have been supported by a bunch of these lovely organizations here who've helped us because it takes a village to make a business work. And speaking of a village, these are some of our lovely advisors who've helped us make this happen. They have a combined near 200 years of experience, which they're probably going to kick me. I can feel some hate coming my way for saying that. But they're experienced professionals in their fields. They help with business strategy, regulation, kosher advising, legal, food strategy, sales strategy. So I'm very grateful to have them. And then we also have our overall logistics ecosystem. We have an SQF certified co-packer. We have a 50,000 square foot fulfillment center. We also have an outside sales team as well. Now, to the important question. How would we use the funds if we were lucky enough to get them? Now, up to this point, hopefully I've painted a picture of success, a strong track record that we are doing things, and I want your help to help us solve a big problem that we're having with our business. So we're a hot chocolate brand, which I am obsessed with. I would drink it all every day. But I am alone in that. Most people drink it in the winter. I don't know if you're aware of this. So we make 2/3 of our revenue in the last month of the year, which is challenging for a small business. So I want to use this funds to pivot our company for maximal impact to launch instant smoothies and baking mixes in the next 18 months to make us an everyday brand. It's something that you use every day in your kitchen to help offset our seasonality, really, for lack of a better term. And the instant protein smoothies will gain us access to a $32 billion a year protein market in the United States. The baking mixes will allow our customers to enjoy our signature cocoa in different ways, like brownies, muffins, pancakes, and again, make us something that's all year round. And here's how we'd break down the funds. So we would do recipe testing, which involves purchasing ingredients, trying different ratios, putting it all together. Packaging design, which is a big deal. Graphic design, product mock-ups, making sure it works, making sure it fits into case packs and then fits on a pallet. It's a process. And then accelerated shelf life testing to make sure we know how long the product is good for. Accelerated shelf life testing is really cool. You can find out if it's good for like 10 years in like 1 month. It's very cool. Look into it. Anyways, limited test production. We want to do a small test batch, get it out in the hands of consumers, get feedback as soon as possible. And that's what, if we were grateful enough to win this award, we would use these funds for that and really weather the seasonality that we are experiencing and increase our market share. And here's how this is projected to look on our sales. So as I mentioned earlier, we launched the peppermint and pumpkin spice last year. That helped us increase our sales by 58%, just those 2 new products. So I think these two new product lines, the instant smoothies and the baking mixes, will have an even greater impact and again, make it a sustainable investment for us to reach new customers. And you can say it with me at this point because you're probably sick of me saying it. Offset the seasonality of our hot cocoa. No more 2/3. Thank you.
Ali, really nice job.
Oh, thank you.
Love your story. How much does the product retail right now?
The hot chocolates, they
Yes.
range from $1.99 to $15.99, just depending on size.
The size, okay.
Yeah. We did recently launch a 5-pack that is $8.99. That's been selling through really well.
Nice. How many employees do you have right now in total?
So there's 3 employees in addition to myself.
Okay.
The internal team.
That picture that you had?
Yes.
Okay.
That's our internal team. And then we contract out like co-packing, fulfillment center, sales team to make us bigger, but still being small.
Can you take on more grocery chains right now?
Oh, yes. We're ready to scale. The production facility is ready to go. Fulfillment center's got lots of room. And when we work with QVC, I think I don't even know if I mentioned it, we've been fortunate. It was our 9th appearance last summer with them. So we have to ship out like 3,000 plus orders in a day. So we can handle some volume. Yeah.
Where's your co-packer located?
We have 2. We have a smaller like test co-packer where we launched like the peppermint and pumpkin spice in Connecticut. And then we have the larger one who is just outside of Chicago.
So great presentation, thank you. Curious on the baking mixes.
Yeah.
You're talking about spreading out your sales across the year, but aren't baking mixes more like Q4, Q1? So you would still be compressing a lot of your sales into the winter months, basically, with the baking mixes?
I found, and you obviously know more than I on this, I'm learning as I go, that it depends on what the baking mix is. So I've heard from our customers, especially if they're infused with protein or some other like enhancement,
Functional.
Functional, thank you. That it sort of offsets the seasonality, but that in fairness is also why I want to start with the smoothies and really make like a full-on summer push to start with. And then hopefully the baking mixes will just be like an everyday, you're in your kitchen, you're making the muffins with your breakfast type of thing.
Well, and then to follow up on the smoothies, what's the format for the smoothies? Is it ready to drink? Is it a mix?
It's ready to drink with water. So kind of similar concept to our hot chocolates. You just add water, you've got the smoothie go. You can add ice, you can blend it, you can, do it
So
up.
it's just like the hot chocolate, but the pouch, but with
Protein.
With a powder. Okay.
Yeah, essentially.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hi, Ali.
Hi.
Wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah, really well done. I'm just curious in terms of, I think what you've done with your hot chocolate mix is really amazing in terms of really establishing product profile versus the competition. I think that's so critically important.
Yeah.
In terms of where consumers are going in terms of ingredients and allergens and things of that nature. So really well done there. I think it really gives you a nice leg up. But I was really interested to what John was saying about the smoothie piece, because I think it's a nice natural extension in terms of the clean ingredients again. Yeah. And just curious, if you do get into that part of it, who's the competition there that you might be thinking about in terms of
Smoothies.
Yeah, the size of that market and who you might be, who's your competitor.
Totally. I fully admit that it's a newer thing, so I don't have it as fleshed out. But from our initial research, it's the instant part of the smoothies is really where we set ourselves apart from the competition. Obviously, like there are very few organic instant smoothies. Or like ready-to-eat smoothies. So that also sets apart the clean label, as you mentioned. But what I've really noticed is it's you're at the gym, you've worked out, you're finished, you want a little snack to go, you just add water and you shake it and run. And that's where there's nothing like that really on the market. There is one brand in Sweden, whose name I forget, but they exist, I can get you the info, who was doing something similar, but there's nothing in the US with that.
I asked because I didn't know who that is.
Right, it's one brand in Sweden. Killing me. I should know it. But yes, so I think we're really, especially if we can take these funds as we're moving outside of the winter months, like right now is the perfect time for us to use these funds to pivot the company since I may not feel like it outside, but today it was 50, but it's going to be 30s tomorrow. So winter is actually leaving us. So it is the perfect time for us to really pivot and launch these new products.
Yeah, I wanted to thank you because it was an amazing presentation. You did a really great job. And I do want to hear a little bit more about the smoothies because I had the same thought as this presentation began. I drink hot chocolate 1 month of the year, if that. But, so is this a protein powder? I don't want to say, is it just a protein powder? Because I see the labor of love and the premium ingredients, but is it a protein powder? Because we're using the word smoothie a lot.
Great question. And so the reason I'm using the word smoothie and not just protein powder is because I want it to be more of a complete meal replacement, or at the very least a strong snack. And protein powder doesn't include additional nutrients. And as I've been developing it, really like with our hot chocolate, the reason it works so well with hot water is the ingredients rehydrate, they're freeze dried. So it really like effervesces like you have a fresh drink every time. And in the initial testing, I found that we can do the same thing with the smoothie, I'll share it with you guys, don't tell anyone. We've been looking at strawberry and banana and also chocolate peanut butter. And when you put those ingredients in and they rehydrate, you've got a really well-balanced meal snack replacement with fats, sugars, and protein as well. And so that's why I've been calling it more of a smoothie than just a protein powder.
Okay. And at this time, do you know what is the packaging? Am I buying this in a, 38-ounce dry measure? Am I getting it in individual packets? How would I buy this smoothie
Mix.
Yes.
We'll keep workshopping the name. So what I'd like to do is, I'm a big fan of if we've figured it out, we keep going with it. So we have the scoopable pouches right now for our hot chocolate. So I'd like to put it in there to start, which is how we launched everything. And then based on customer demand, we could then easily move it over to the single serving packets that we already have the hot chocolate in. So we've already figured out the packaging for that in a rough sense. And then we'd use this grant to help us finalize that development. I hope that answered that question. Okay.
And one last quick question. Where do you see this living in the store? Is this a NutriFacts or a Supplement Facts product? I mean, is it NutriFacts? And if it is, which aisle?
I was kind of thinking the supplement aisle, but I'd love your advice on
Would it
this
have
one.
a supplements label on it then?
It will have a supplements label on it, and our co-packer is also, I forget the exact name of it, but certified for supplements. It's a special certification. So we were looking at going that aisle because it's the ultra target market within that. But if you have advice, I'd be grateful.
No, just curious. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.